Oh, yes. Oh, man. This is some great news to wake up to. A new Dragon Ball game is being announced. Dragon Ball Fighters. Not gonna, get into how dumb that name is. Because, well, it's not dumb, but it's too simple and straight to the point for me. But it's whatever. It looks hot. We've only got two screenshots, and I don't even know if they're screenshots. But it looks hot. Oh. Mostly, I'm excited because it says a 2.5D fighting game. So, it's actually going back to the style of fighting game that I like. I don't like 3D fighting games. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't like the idea of, and I don't mean like 3D as in the character models are 3D. I mean as in moving around the whole ginormous stage, flying and all this stuff. It's not my thing. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work for me. I've always been a fan of the original Budokai series and freaking Burst Limit. I almost forgot the title. Burst Limit. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take some Burst Limit gameplay and put it here as the background for me talking. Yeah, but oh goodness, a new actual fighting game for Dragon Ball. I mean, I would say Xenoverse is great and all, but I'm not that big of a fan of Xenoverse, so let me not even start that. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Huh? Still shocked. Oh. Anyway, let's just read what they're saying here, because I pulled up an article on it on Gematsu. Put a link in the description for you, and it says that Bandai Namco, I was gonna call them Bamco, has announced Dragon Ball Fighters, a new 2.5D fighting game for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, developed by, wait for it, Arc System Works, and due out worldwide in early 2018. Oh, this is gonna be great for a video I'm doing later today. Anyway, Arc System Works they do the Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue and the stuff like that. And recently, I haven't picked up Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue because they didn't have an English dub, and that bugs the heck out of me. I'm sorry, it does. I don't see, because the thing is, Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear have a lot of crap, a lot of lore behind it, and that is quite a few hours of just sitting there reading, and it bugs me. Like when I play video games, I'm not into the whole reading thing unless that's what I'm signing up for. So unless it's like an RPG, an old school RPG, I don't expect it. But what I'm so excited about, since it's Bandai Namco that's, publishing this, and because it's Dragon Ball, they're going to have to throw in a dub. Mostly because it's on PS4 and Xbox One and PC. If it was on a handheld, we'd be screwed. Still no dub. But on these systems, they are going to do it. And it's going to be awesome. Finally, another fighting game I can play from them. And it's Dragon Ball. So this is going to be extremely solid, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that Bandai Namco doesn't make them water down what they do to make it, casual friendly, since it's Dragon Ball. They're going to be like, well, you can't go too extreme with the Dragon Ball stuff. I'd really like for this game to be more similar to I don't know, Flip. I was gonna say more similar to the new Guilty Gear, because I've actually played the first one. I own the first one. I just didn't buy the other ones because there were no dub. But I don't know. Flip. Heck, I'd just like it to be like Burst Limit. But since I'm certain we won't get that, oh man, it's really exciting. I'm sorry. I'm just really, really excited for this. Let me read the next paragraph of this. The game uses a 3 versus 3 team battle system, allowing players to determine the compatibility between characters and form a team of fighters. It will incorporate the ultra high speed battles and flashy special moves that the Dragon Ball series is known for. Now, here's the thing. If they're doing the 3 versus 3 thing, I'm wondering how they're going to do that. Is it going to be like you knock out one character, the next character jumps in, or it's going to be like Marvel vs. Capcom where at any time you're fighting, you're like, whoa, crap, I'm getting thrashed on this character. Let's swap. Or, oh, flip. Sorry, I had a flash of freaking One Piece burning blood. Let's hope it's not like that. Anyway. Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be between those two. Or it could be like Tekken Tag. In Tekken Tag, if you beat one character, the whole team is dead. So, I mean, Tekken Tag Tournament too. I'm wondering exactly how they're going to handle the 3 versus 3 thing. Oh, man. But from just this one screenshot that they're showing, like flip. Oh, it looks so nice. And here's, you know what, no, I'm going to say that for something else. But anyway, let's go to the next one. According to producer Tomoko Hiroki, while Dragon Ball titles of recent years have been 3D, they chose 2.5D this time because there were some things that can only be done in that style. Yes, thank you very much. While it looks like 2D animation at first glance, it has a broader range of expression as they can shift camera angles and incorporate a lot of unique production not possible in 2D alone. Yes, like Guilty Gear XR. That game, seeing as it's 2.5D instead of just 2D or a full 3D title, it can do so much more than the other two. Like personally, I like 2.5D better than 3D or 2D. Like, if you get the right person to do that crap, it's freaking amazing. Just saying. Anyway, they say that it should be noted that the press release for this announcement is dated June 12th. Meaning that they shared this ahead of its official reveal, which means we might be getting a trailer soon, and that's why it's just a screenshot here. Anyway, this is something that I'm going to be really excited for. Hopefully, because here's where the drawback comes in. Hopefully, they cover the entirety of Dragon Ball. Because, and check this out. They're calling it Dragon Ball Fighters, right? They're not calling it Dragon Ball Z Fighters. They're not calling it Dragon Ball Super Fighters. They're just calling it Dragon Ball Fighters. So, what I'm hoping is, and this is where the whole Bandai Namco thing is going to creep in and start to bug me. If they're making this game, it should cover all of Dragon Ball up to the current point that we are in Super. But Bandai Namco, they're probably going to make a game that just covers up to Z and then give the rest of it to us as DLC. That's what I'm assuming. Like, we're going to get all this epic Z stuff, but it's going to end there. And then they're going to be like, would you like GT characters? DLC, which I wouldn't buy because I don't like GT. Would you like super characters? DLC, which I might buy because I like the pink Goku. Just saying. Super. Oh, yeah, man, but this is what I've been waiting for. I'm sorry, like for the longest time, I've been waiting for another Dragon Ball game that's not like Xenoverse or Raging Blast or Tenkaichi. Those are fun and all for a time, but as far as actually having a fighting game and playing against other people, they just don't do it for me. I'm just I'm just that guy who likes the Budokai style, Infinite World, and Burst Limit. That's just me. So I'm really excited for this. And oh man, it's just I'm sorry. This has made me really excited. Oh, and I've been thinking all day. Oh, I hate it when they tell us stuff that's gonna be coming out like the day before E3 or a couple days before E3. Why can't they just show it at E3? But when I saw this, I was like, you know what? Sometimes it has to be done. Because here's the thing about E3. During E3, they show a lot of stuff, and some stuff just gets buried. Like less popular titles or things that aren't a big deal to the mass majority of consumers get buried under everything else. Like things that I would probably think are cool because I'm not into the freaking usual AAA titles like The Last of Us and all this stuff. I'm not into my games having characters that look like they could fit in reality. It's just not me. And typically the games that are more fun and fantasy filled are slid in E3. They're not big representations, you know? So with this, sometimes they do have to tell you about these things separately from E3 because they'll just get covered up. Like a bunch of usually it's mostly a bunch of Japanese titles that get swept under the rug if they're not big enough. Like son of a gun. I just remember my waffles are in the oven. Anyway, totally off topic. But a lot of Japanese titles that aren't like, all extra realistic or that aren't the biggest titles that they have just get swept under the rug at E3. So I'm just, I think this was necessary, and I'm really happy that they did it. Whew. But I'm looking forward to a trailer, which I'm hoping comes out sometime over the next few days. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me how you feel about Dragon Ball FighterZ. It seems like it's gonna be what I've been waiting for. Tell me if it's what you've been waiting for, or if you really like Xenoverse and Raging Blast and Tenkaichi, that's your thing. You say that too. And say, you know what, you prick? We can't stand your type of fighting games. We like being able to fly around and have a Dragon Ball simulator. We don't actually want to have a competent fighter. Go ahead and say that. Go ahead, I dare you. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Peace out and have a great day.